Raft is one of the best co-op survival games I have ever played with a friend, but solo is a different story. Here's what 12 hours on a wooden plank taught me. I bought Raft the moment it hit the PlayStation Store. My friend had been asking me to play it for months, and honestly, I kept putting it off. It sat in my library collecting dust while I told myself I'm gonna get to it. After the next big game, sounds familiar? But when I decided to start cleaning my backlog properly, Raft was obviously the first pick. Short co-op supported to be relaxing. What could go wrong? The survival genre has always intrigued me, so when Raft finally came to PlayStation, I was genuinely excited. Having a friend who already wanted to play it helped a lot. My first impression hooked me straight away, immediately starting on a single wooden plank. Took me straight back to those tycoon games I used to play as a kid. That feeling of starting with nothing and slowly building something I loved. But then the shark swallowed a whole raft. Look, I started this game on easy, and the shark still made early game miserably from materials and trying to get food, while clearly circles you like your own his money. It's stressful in a way the rest of the game isn't. You get used to it, but those first few, I would say for my experience, first 5 hours generally tense. Let me get into the co-op side because playing this game and the only reason I played this game was for the co-op. Playing this game with a friend changes everything. Building the raft, expanding the base is so much faster with two people. We went from a single plank to a decent floating base in no time. One of us gathered material while the other built it. Felt like a proper team effort. But then we hit a wall. We got to a point where materials stopped spawning in. I still don't understand why that happens. And we had absolutely no clue what to do. Next hours went by. We kept sailing, kept gathering materials, and kept getting attacked by the shark. Turns out you have to craft a receiver and three antennas to progress the story. Nobody tells you this, the game just expects you to figure it out, or we could just be stupid. We didn't. We didn't. So that set us back so many hours. We could have finished the game under 10 hours. Who knows how many hours we could have finished the game in. That's the thing about co-op backlog. Cleaning when you're both lost, at least you're lost together miserably. Loves company. Alright, the shark complaints aside, here what Raft generally gets right. One, the progression going from a 2x2 plank to a multi-level floating base feels like earns every upgrade materials base you built it yourself out of the garbage you fished out of the ocean. That satisfaction. I can't say that word clearly. Don't judge me, guys. Never really fades. The two the ocean atmosphere. Was my first ocean-based survival game I've ever played, and I was genuinely impressed. Besides getting attacked by the shark consistently, the ocean itself is beautiful. When you reach an island, you can see the coral dive for for sand and scraps, and it actually feels like exploring. I just wish there was more to find out there at sea. It felt empty a lot of the time, but I guess that's kind of the point. Number three, the cult blueprint gathering, building, survival. It all flows better with two people. The game naturally splits tasks. One person steers, the other fishes, and one builds. The other defends it from designed it for. But Raft isn't perfect here where it falls short. The story is thin. I expected something longer, something deeper. 12 hours and it was done. I felt like the developers at Red Beat Interactive could have done so much more. Sometimes short games tell a great story, but Raft's story is just fine. The shark stops being scary and starts being annoying by hour 6. Bruce isn't a threat, he's a narcissist. You learn to cheese him, the tension builds up. And for solo players, I generally don't know if I recommend it. So much of what makes Raft work is the co-op style. Playing alone would be much lonelier, grindier, and the experience wouldn't be for me. Play Raft if you have a friend and want a survival game that's actually relaxing. Skip it if you're solo or want a deep story for a backlog game. The 12-hour we spent, I'm giving Raft a 7 out of 10. Not a masterpiece, but for what it is, a short, charming co-op survival game, it delivers. If you have it sitting in your backlog and a friend who's jumping with you, clear, you'll be done in weeks. Here's what Raft taught me about cleaning my backlog. Some games aren't meant to be played alone. If you have a co-op game sitting there, message a friend, you clear it twice as fast and have way more fun. Not one down. Next up on the backlog is GTA 5 Story Mode. Yeah, I know I've never finished it, don't judge me. The one's going to take a longer than 12 hours, so sit down, relax. Let me know in the comments what's one game in your backlog you've been putting off. And if you want to follow along, well, I clear mine, subscribe. See you in the next one.